today about how people can practice manifesting in their lives. So
sure.
Start a little, talk about that.
One is I love to study people, and I dated a woman who's a Canadian Olympic athlete and a great, great dear friend of mine today. And while dating her and spending time with her, I observed her in terms of what she did consistently in regards to her training and her routine, as well as studying other Olympic athletes and other professional athletes. And what I learned was for some of the athletes, what they'll do is they do a 3-step process consistently every single day. Number one is they say out loud as an incantation what it is they want. So, for example, if somebody wants to, I'll give you an example of what I did for personal experience. In January of 2007, I was in a city called Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada, and I was doing an idea party event for 103 people in the audience. And I said to the group at the idea party event that I wanted to manifest a multi-million-dollar mansion somewhere in the world within 12 months. And it wasn't about ego or status. It was about I wanted to manifest a multi-million-dollar mansion, a large home, so I could bring people in to create a community and create a village of people and create an environment where people could grow and develop and prosper. And so what I did is I said to myself before I did the idea part that I am so happy and grateful. I am so happy and grateful that I am attracting into my life a multi-million-dollar mansion somewhere in the world, and I'm open to receiving it. So I am so happy and grateful that I'm attracting a multi-million-dollar mansion into my life, and I'm so happy and grateful to receive it. And I did that as an incantation consistently. So I did that. And then visually in my mind, I created pictures of different mansions that I pulled off of Google.com and in the Robb Report magazine, and I pictured different mansions in my head. And then kinesthetically, I'd feel and acting as if I'd already achieved it. So I'd actually picture in my mind and feel in my body and say it out loud as if I'd already been living in this mansion. What happened was I did this idea party event in Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada, and I told the audience, and I had some people thinking, what, this guy's a real quack. You know, like, who would ever say that publicly, you know? But I believed it, just like an Olympic athlete believes when he or she's a little boy or a little girl that they're going to grow up and win a gold medal or a bronze or a silver medal. Or like an astronaut's going to grow up and say, someday I'm going to fly out into space in a spaceship, or I'm going to become a Grammy Award winner. So what happened was I left the idea party event last January 2007, and I went home and I acted as if I visualized my mind. I said out loud, and I just went ahead. I said, I am so happy and grateful. I'm attracting to my life a multi-million-dollar mansion, and I'm allowing myself to be open to receiving it. And I pictured in my mind that I acted as if I'd already achieved it. The next morning I woke up, I did the same 3-step process again. I did this consistently for 9 months. And I had people throughout the 9 months that say, oh, you're still thinking about that idea, and that was such a stupid idea, and who do you think you are? And I created my vision board. And then what happened was in October of 2007, I was in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And I was actually visiting a good friend of mine. And he asked me to go to a website called Meetup.com. Meetup.com. It's a social networking website. And I went there on my laptop computer, and I found this group in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And this is when the time the movie The Secret came out, and the movie Pass It On came out, and Law of Attraction was really, really mainstream around the planet. So there's this Law of Attraction study group in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. So this guy named Mark Hurtubise was running the group, and he works for a guy named Bob Proctor out of Toronto, Canada, who's also one of the main guys that's featured in the movie The Secret. And so I contacted Mark through the internet, through Meetup.com, and told him I was interested in the group and wanted to learn more about it and things like that. And so what happened was I met Mark a couple days later in person, and it was really interesting because I said this one question to Mark. And those of you listening right now to this call, I want you to write this down. This question will change your life, and it will change other people's lives. This question came to me in a dream one day. And I woke up in the middle of the dream, and I actually wrote it down on my journal beside my bed. And here's the question. I said, Mark, what is the best way for me to contribute to your life this year? Mark, what is the best way for me to contribute to your life this year? What is the best way for me to contribute to your life this year? Because for most people, when we go to a Rotary Club meeting or a Chamber of Commerce meeting or a Service Club meeting or a networking meeting, we go in there with the intention to hand out our business cards and our brochures and our flyers. We have the intention to work the room or smooth the room or recruit people in the room. What happens when we run around the room and we're handing out our business cards, our brochures, and our flyers, from my experience I was observing many, many groups around the planet, is that within 24 to 48 to 72 hours, most of those business cards, brochures, and flyers end up in the garbage or the recycling bin. Because people don't care about you and I until they know how much we care about them. So the key thing is to become a go-getter or a go-getter. So what I did is I found a way to connect and to contribute and be of service and generosity to Mark's life. Because Mark doesn't care about me. He only cares about me until he knows how much I care about him. So my intention when I met Mark Hurtubise was find a way to be of service and contribution to helping Mark with his personal professional goals, whatever they were in his life. And so I asked Mark, what's the best way for me to contribute to your life this year? And of course, like most people say, I don't know. But you know what? You're either memorable or forgettable. And when you ask people or a complete stranger that question, what's the best way for me to contribute to your life this year? People look at you like, kind of like, huh? But I'll promise you this. You're memorable to that person. Because it showed that you actually deeply cared about that person. And so what happened was Mark thought about it and he said, well, you know, Darren, I run this coaching business here in Vancouver, Canada, and I'm an affiliate with Bob Proctor. And he goes, I want to build my coaching business to teach you about the law of attraction. I said, great. I said, the best way, I said, so what do you need from me? He goes, well, I need referrals. I said, well, the best way to get referrals in your life is to give referrals away. So look at your BlackBerry, your iPhone, or your Rolodex, and look at the top 20 business contacts you have in your life, people that are financial planners, real estate agents, mortgage brokers, network marketers, people that run home businesses, people that are electrical contractors, plumbers, tradespeople, people that work in engineering, and think, okay, who do I know right now that I can help send referrals to these different people? And when you start helping other people get what they really want in their life through sowing, reaping, or reciprocity, or karma, things come back to you. So I shared with Mark, I said, just start helping other people and give them referrals, and then people will start to generate referrals back to you. Well, Mark Hurtubise did this, and then what happened was he started getting referrals from other people. So a few days later, Mark ends up meeting with me again to share his exciting news, and he said, so Darren, what do you want in your life? And without even consciously thinking, I said, I want to manifest a multi-million-dollar mansion. And all of a sudden I realized, oh my gosh, I just said this out loud. And it just came out of my mouth. And what happened was a couple days later, Mark took me to Delta, British Columbia, Canada. It's 20 minutes from downtown Vancouver, or 20 minutes from the Vancouver International Airport. He took me to this beautiful 14,000 square foot mansion on 53 private acres of his own private lake. And we went and had a tour of this mansion. And Mark ended up leaving to go to a coaching appointment and left me with this woman named Maggie Ferguson, a beautiful woman, wonderful woman. She's like Mother Teresa to animals. She runs a beautiful animal sanctuary in Delta, British Columbia, Canada, a wonderful woman. And I spent 3.5 hours with Maggie Ferguson in this mansion. And I was like, whoa, this is a beautiful place. Well, it turned out this mansion, a $6 million mansion, was only slept in 5 nights in 15 years. 5 nights in 15 years. They've been vacant. Owned by a family in Asia who had multiple homes around the world, and it's just part of their real estate portfolio. It was like a summer cottage or a summer weekend vacation home for them. And Maggie was living next door with her farm and her animals. She runs an animal sanctuary, a dog rescue center, and so she's looking after the property. So over 3.5 hours, I had this conversation with Maggie, and at the end of 3.5 hours, she said, Darren, tell me about you. And I said, Maggie, what's the best way for me to contribute to your life this year? She's a complete stranger. I didn't even know her. And she said, I need somebody to help volunteer and help paint the solarium in the mansion. So I volunteered for 22 days. I had some money in the bank. I was doing well. I needed a little bit of a break. I was a little bit burnt out from being on the road a lot, just ending a relationship with a woman. And I volunteered for 22 days voluntarily painting. Over the course of the 22 days, Maggie had some friends and family members investigate me and check me out. And I didn't know this. On the 22nd day, Maggie and her husband took me out for dinner in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada, to a Chinese food restaurant. And they said, tell me about what you want to do with your life. Tell me about how you want to impact these people's lives. And so I just started to share authentically what I wanted to do. And Maggie said, listen, she says, we'd like to do a joint venture with you. If you'd be willing to sit on 2 nonprofit volunteer board of directors organizations here in Delta, British Columbia, Canada, you work with animals, we would like to give you a key to the mansion, have you move in. So I spent 10 months living in this $6 million mansion in Delta, British Columbia, Canada. And for those of you who are listening right now that are maybe from the lower mainland of British Columbia, Canada, the address is called Hill House Estates. It's 10131 Ladner Trunk Road in Delta, British Columbia, Canada. So if you got Google Earth, you can check it out. It's 10131 Ladner Trunk Road in Delta, British Columbia, Canada. It's a 14,000 square foot mansion. So I ended up living there for 10 months. And I moved out a couple months ago because the state of the real estate and the U.S. economy and stuff, They got a financial offer to sell